Welcome to the BleakCast. No, 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 no. Okay, no.
Wait, are we starting?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
let me actually do
we
it.
are starting. Yeah. My God.
I thought that was
Hold
like his
up.
practice
Oh,
run.
Okay. Here's the intro.
Oh, we were starting. Okay.
No,
Okay,
Yeah.
quiet.
This is the actual one. Welcome to the BleakCast. We got all the guys here. Me, Grady. We have Charlie.
Hello.
We have Dylan.
I'm always here.
You have Jack.
Oh, yeah.
We have Matt.
Konnichiwa.
We have Mason.
I don't like Dylan.
And we also have Colin.
Happy to be here again.
That was warranted, Mason.
Oh,
Very
And
warranted.
so today, we're going to be talking about our Washington, D.C. trip that we took back in 7th grade. Where would you guys like to start?
First of all, I would just like to say, good job, Grady, on the intro. You did a really good job there.
Yeah, good job, Grady.
I'd like to start off here
What? Now, we are going to try to tell this as linearly as possible.
I'd
I
like
have something
to-
that happened before it even.
I want to acknowledge something before we start
Yes.
this. Jack, Grady, and I were in one room,
Oh,
acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Wow.
and it was the best one on all of the trip.
Yeah, I don't think I was in a
Also-
room with anyone that was here.
Matt and I did not go at all,
Konnichiwa.
so we have no idea what you're talking about.
Shut up, man.
We'll try our best to inform you.
So I have a story from before the trip even happened. Jack, when's your
Wait.
story start?
First thing on the bus, hadn't even left the school yet.
Okay, mine is before the bus even got there actually. So
Oh wow.
the buses came to take us to DC around 3 a.m. So me and my dad decided not to sleep so we wouldn't be groggy, but to stay up until the buses came. So about 2:30, I know I'm playing Rainbow Six Siege on my Xbox,
So Charlie,
and then
your dad got up with you, or like,
no, we stayed up together.
why did your dad want to stay up with you?
Why
He
not?
drove him.
He needs to drive him to school.
Oh, that's true. That's I didn't think about that.
We're in 7th grade.
Mm.
So we get to the school. It's 2:45 in the morning, and in behind us pulls not the bus, but a cop.
Oh God.
And he pulls up next to Pete, and he's like, "Hey, you mind telling me what you're doing here?" And he was like, "Oh, well, there's a field trip. Did they not tell you?" And the
Oh,
cop
that
was like,
sounds
"Oh
so
shit,
sus.
That is so sus.
oh shit, they didn't tell me." Well, there's gonna be about 100 more kids here, so get ready.
Oh, wow.
So the cop went to do his business, and people started slowly showing up, and then the buses came, and it all worked out. Didn't get arrested.
He almost went to jail.
I bet that cop pulled off to the side, so you were barely in. Like he could barely see you guys, so he could just keep an eye out for you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because
the
I'm
kid
sure
was not
Pete
getting
was a
raped.
very suspicious guy at 2:45.
Mm-hmm.
He thought you guys were doing a drug deal or something.
But 7th grade Charles on the
With like a
hand.
30-year-old kid
bald
in the
headed
front
at the
seat.
time.
Seventh
no.
grade Charles with half a beard.
I wasn't bald head at the time. I was
said
bald
near.
head.
I said near.
I was bald head in 5th grade.
I remember that.
I had
That was
hair
good.
at this
It was
point.
quality.
Oh my
Alright.
gosh,
Now,
I remember that trip.
Jack, where does your story begin? Because I don't remember much about going to the bus, but I remember getting
I
on
have
it.
the funniest. Can I tell like a long story? It's about on the bus right there too.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we can intervene with other bus
Like
trips
I have
to
it,
DC
like I'll cut
stories.
through it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna say like, oh yeah, I got on, stepped, and then kept going.
Mhm.
So I'm a very nervous person. I hate going on
Mhm.
long trips for some reason, but when I'm there, I
Same here,
love
bro.
it. And so I get on the bus and I'm
Agreed.
like, oh my gosh, my stomach is not loving this.
Mhm.
First thing I do, go in the bathroom, take the biggest shits, and I sat in my seat and we slept. And
Was this-
from
I got a question.
Yeah?
Sorry. Was this the bathroom on the bus?
yes, it was. the
Oh.
bathroom.
Oh,
And
the
those
one
bus
on the
bathrooms
bus.
definitely don't hold much in.
No,
Wait,
gosh, no.
I have a
Man.
question.
Yeah,
So, how many buses were there? Like, were you guys
Two.
Two.
there? So there were how many kids?
I think it
I
was
thought there
about
were three.
around 100.
Nah,
would
there was
say.
two buses, like 100 per, and then like three.
You think there were
teachers
200
per.
people that went
Oh.
on the trip?
There was
Or
not
no,
100.
no, no.
I think it was
meant
about 100 total. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'd give it maybe 80 total because there's about
Yeah.
100 kids in our grade.
No,
Yeah.
There were
I'd
so
say
many
that.
people that
Then
went
there
on.
was, yeah.
Yeah, I know that there were not many people that stayed. It was more than half went on the trip, I'd say.
Oh,
And the
easily.
buses
What do you
are like
mean?
your standard Greyhound bus.
They're like, yeah, we got coach buses. We weren't brought
Oh.
there on school buses. We
But
got
they
the
weren't nice.
premium coach bus.
They were nice.
an aisle,
no,
two
they
seats
had-
on each side. Nothing fancy.
They're
They
pretty
weren't
good.
horrible.
Now, am I the only one that didn't sleep on the whole ride in? That was
I
just
slept.
didn't fall asleep.
I had to.
I think I
Out of all of
dozed
us,
off.
yes.
I think I dozed
I
off.
think I was the only person who slept on my bus.
hmm
Out like a light, mouth open, snoring. Mason can vouch for this. I looked like a dead body in the
Yeah.
back.
Well,
was
I
pretty
think
good.
Charlie, when you woke up from that time, that was one of the first times we actually like talked to each other, and it was because you brought your gaming PC with you, and you were playing Rainbow Six Siege. I was like, I've never seen
Can
this
I
game before.
intervene?
Not a gaming PC.
It was
It's,
his
um,
like 2013 Mac.
Okay,
it's a
He's
it's
from
a
a laptop.
MacBook Pro from 2012,
There you go.
and
okay.
it does not run games good, but it struggles through them. Struggles through them. It's so much fun.
Now, where do you guys say we made our first pit stop? Would you say somewhere in Connecticut or something?
Connecticut.
Yeah, it was
I
Connecticut.
remember us. It was probably 8 or 9 a.m., right?
hmm
And we stop in Connecticut at some just regular drive, like a truck stop. Just at like, it was like a, there was like a Dunkin' Donuts, a McDonald's or whatever.
Mhm.
And I remember getting off the bus and the teacher each just handing us $10 and telling us to go in and buy breakfast, right? Isn't
Yes.
that what happened?
That is accurate.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was like a voucher.
Mhm.
Was
Yeah.
that
No, that wasn't until we
Popeyes?
got to the city. I remember on the
Oh,
trip.
no, that
it
was that was
they
the
just
one
handed
right
us
outside.
at
we went to.
$10. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Excuse me, Dylan.
Yep.
Was-
Are you saying that the teachers gave you money? The teachers
They
just paid you?
They gave us
They just-
$10 to buy our breakfast. Yes.
So you didn't
Well-
have to bring your own money?
We paid for
The
the trip,
trip
and we
was
could buy our own money for souvenirs, but not they paid
Buy
for
your
our
own
food.
money.
Bring.
our money.
Bring
Okay,
bring our own
okay,
money.
bring. That okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused on that.
No, we were money laundering on the bus.
Which I don't
Was
even
this,
know. I don't remember what breakfast I
bus
got.
Was it-
stop
was it counterfeit?
Popeyes?
Yes, of course.
At
Yeah.
least.
Who was on? I was on bus. I was on the bus.
You guys were
with
on the
none
second
of
one.
You guys, I don't think.
No,
So.
Dylan, you and Jack were on the second one. Charlie, Grady, and I were on the first one.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I have a
I
story
think it was
for
like
the
A or
bus.
B or something.
Yeah. Was it? And then, well, what? We made a stop in Connecticut. Does anyone have any stories to add from that stop?
Was the
I have
Connecticut
something before.
stop-
I have something before that.
Oh, okay.
Was the Connecticut stop the Popeyes one?
No.
I think
No.
no, that
No,
was
that was
closer.
Delaware.
I
That was
know what you're
Delaware,
talking about.
Charlie, that was Delaware.
Delaware.
Oh, okay. I've got a bad memory.
Someone, Jack
We-
said you wanted to add something.
This was like before we got to that stop, and it was super early. We were all tired, and I remember me and a couple of classmates were just messing with this one kid. We all love him, and he was sleeping. And we did this funny thing called surround sound, where we take two phones, put them on max volume, put it right up to the kid's ear, and blast the video.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
It was the
that's
loudest thing
horrible.
ever, and he.
No,
was-
that's so bad.
we
Pee
played that
himself?
video the entire way there. It was
Oh
so
my
funny.
god, Jack! I remember that video. Was that the mashup video of all those
The-
different things? Yeah.
oh.
Oh my god, that's such a good
I-
video.
It's an ear rape video of like moaning and different.
Yeah.
Oh
it's
my
just-
god.
Yeah.
And
It
just
is
it
the
cuts between a
best
bunch of
thing.
really weird images. Yeah.
If we played it for you, you'd turn the podcast off. So.
Yeah.
Is this you
Uh,
admitting to bullying, Jack?
No, no, we love the kid.
But the thing is, then
I don't
he
know who
did
this
it.
kid is.
Then he did it to someone else, and
Oh
then
my god.
Should we? So after Connecticut, did we stop anywhere else before Delaware, or did we just book it?
no, we just
was
No,
booked it there.
yeah, it was.
Well, and by book it, I mean it probably took us what 10 hours to get to DC.
Oh my god!
Oh,
No, it was 14 hours both ways.
14 hours.
It was such a long bus ride.
Wow.
Oh,
For, like
I
the
did. You know
Oregon
what?
Trail.
Yeah.
So
Thinking about it, I
unnecessary.
definitely fell asleep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think I
I
fell
did.
asleep. Maybe an hour in between.
Yeah,
What do you think the gas mileage is on those buses?
Not a lot.
nothing.
Oh god.
Yeah,
It
20
might
miles a
It
gallon
had
maybe.
to have been a lot.
Did you guys like hate the ride? Like, was everyone there just pissed off the
Oh,
whole time?
no,
Or was
it
it
was-
No.
enjoyable?
Oh,
At
actually,
the beginning, we all hated it, and then we started like being like, "These
Thi-
are all our good
this-
buddies," so we started liking it.
Jack, you might remember this. Someone on the bus brought Disney movies. A student, not a teacher. A student brought Disney movies, and I was sitting. I saw her get on the bus and go look to the teacher and be like, "I brought movies," because the buses had the flip down TV
The little
screens.
camera.
So
the
there were
little
like
yellow TV.
there were like 4 TV screens throughout the whole bus.
Yeah.
So
have a
I
rough
actually, you know
estimate.
this, I definitely fell asleep because I remember waking up to Shrek 2 being played on the TV screens.
Jesus Christ.
That's
And
a
it,
good way to
it,
wake
it was a good way to wake up, yeah.
Not knowing where you are.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
George
remember who I
Lopez?
sat with. Dylan, did I sit with you?
No, I sat next to the kid that you blew the music into.
And I sat across the seat.
Yeah.
I think I sat alone.
I feel like the buses were packed though. I don't
Jack the Lone Wolf.
Loser. So we're moving on to Delaware now.
Delaware.
I have
the
such a good story
the
about
Delaware
Delaware.
food court bus stop was very
Legendary.
fun.
I have a
It was
story
legendary.
about in the
Legendary.
food
What
court.
was there? There was a Popeyes. There was like a Wendy's. Was there a Starbucks?
I think only
maybe?
one place really
Panda
mattered.
Express.
One place matters, and it was
there's
the
only
Popeyes.
one-
We can all agree it was
It
the
was-
Popeyes.
it was just
Yeah.
Don't forget the jewelry store.
The jewelry store.
True, true,
I was
true.
gonna say the jewelry store
Who wants to?
story.
Who remembers this story the most?
Okay.
I have-
um,
I have two stories. I have
So
actually a
there's-
little one.
We all
There's
are thinking of the one story that correlates with the jewelry store and the Popeyes. Who can tell that
I
story
have a
the best?
different one.
I can tell that story.
Charlie, go ahead.
So this one kid, a little bit red in the neck. He
Is
likes
that how
to
you describe
flaunt.
him?
So he buys. I'm looking at the picture now. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buckets of like chicken pieces, like chicken thighs and
Can you send
breasts
me
from
the picture?
Popeyes.
Yeah, can you post the picture?
He spent at least $50 at Popeyes, and then in this picture he also has a gold watch.
Golden quotations.
He spent
It
at
was-
least $50 on that too.
So, in
And-
other words, he blew his entire souvenir spending on a fake gold watch and 6 boxes. I'm looking at the
Oh.
photo now. 6 boxes
my
of Popeyes
God.
chicken.
Jesus Christ.
I don't.
Yeah.
Think
By the
he-
way-
he
Pretty
didn't buy
amazing.
that. All right, other people bought it and then gave.
No,
it
he
the
bought
boxes.
all of it.
He bought
He
all
bought
of
all
it. Oh my
That's a Burger
God.
King bag too in the photo.
Well,
Oh
Yeah.
my god, it is.
So
No, we also just dumped all the food on him too.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
Jack,
yeah,
I
the
don't think
thing
that
is,
was our
we
bus.
all
I think
waited
he
in
was on the
line.
other bus.
He was on our bus.
Yeah, he was on the other one.
Mhm.
he got his food, right, which is a lot, but we also got our food, and a lot of us did not finish it. And so yeah, just like you guys were saying, we just gave him everything.
Gave him all of the food.
Now we were on this trip for 3 days. Don't forget the chicken. It comes back in the story.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the gold watch in quotation, it fell apart when we got on the bus.
Right
It
after we
started
bought it, it
fall-
started falling apart.
Yep.
Wow.
And I remember I was in the
But
food
you weren't on our
court.
bus.
No, but I remember hearing about it. And I remember I was in the food court and I was sitting with Mason. I got dared to sit with an elderly couple.
I remember that.
Oh god.
And
Did
so, I sat with the elderly couple and talked to them for like the whole time we were in
Wow.
the food court.
Wow. Okay.
It was so
That
good.
was so good.
You were a
What'd you
star.
guys talk about?
I don't know. I think we just talked about like where we were going. Like I asked them a lot of stuff I can't remember
Oh.
at this point. Makes you remember that?
I do. I don't remember what you talked about, but I do remember that. That was pretty
Yeah, that was good. And this kid who bought all the chicken, he fed off of attention.
Oh,
He lusted
definitely
for
did.
it.
Yeah.
If he would base his whole action, like no matter what, off of it.
He's a recurring character in the story.
We went right to DC, right? We got there. Did we
Yep.
check in at a hotel or did we go right to a monument?
We went
fun.
right.
We went right to monuments.
Was it the?
Yeah.
It was Jefferson,
It
right?
was
We went to
Here's the
yeah.
Jefferson Monument.
yeah, it was Jefferson Memorial and also one of the World War One memorials,
and
I
then
believe.
MLK,
Right.
right?
But the thing was, it was about 95 degrees.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
with the-
wasn't it?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Keep
wait,
in
no.
mind.
100%
Keep in
humidity.
mind, we went on this trip mid-May, so it was and if you know DC weather around mid-May, it can get pretty warm. Not summer
guess
yet,
it
but
might.
pretty warm. We got very
My
lucky
smart
with
ass-
the weather.
My smartass decided to wear pants because it's kind of brisk in May where we live.
Yeah.
But
Well, especially
DC
at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever sweat that much in my life and been that uncomfortable as I was then.
Yeah.
I wore a sweatshirt and sweatpants, and I was
It
completely
was-
fine.
I think any other day, any other temperature, I would have really appreciate all of those memorials and whatever sites we were seeing.
Mhm.
But that one specific day was so bad. I
It
could
was
not stand a
awful.
single thing.
So I remember getting there, and it was weird. The Jefferson Memorial is like it's right next to the on ramp of the highway. It's really not
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
it's not in a special place. So we pulled up, we got off the bus, and I remember we immediately met our representatives for the company that was doing the trip, and I will not forget that my lady had for whoever who was in charge of like me and like 30 other people had a frog umbrella.
Oh my god.
And
The
holy-
frog and the duck umbrella.
There was a frog and a duck umbrella. I had frog umbrella lady.
Yeah,
And
we had
she
frog.
was like maybe 5 feet tall. I would just see the frog umbrella way up in the air because she had to hold. Her hand fully extended upwards with the frog umbrella in the air, and that's what I remember of her.
The old toad lady.
But they were super nice, but I mean it's also you're bossing around a bunch of middle schoolers, so
Exactly.
your attitude can't be that
And
perfect.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any stories from the Jefferson Memorial? Because I have one.
Only
Oh,
one.
I have
Yeah.
one.
I don't really, besides
so-
being sweaty. That's all.
All I remember, the Jefferson Memorial is really cool because it overlooks the
Mhm.
pond.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful sight.
I remember we looked at it. We were there for like 15 minutes, and then we walk out towards the pond, and we see a crowd forming around a small area, probably like 20,
Yeah.
20 or so people. And
Right in front of the
we
steps.
move over, yeah, right in front of the person they're crowding around is on the steps. Keep in mind, Donald Trump had just been elected in January, and we went in May. There was a Donald Trump impersonator in full costume, spray paint and all, recording what we could have figured is a comedy segment for some news channel, right? Something like that.
Maybe just
Yeah,
like
about
it
right.
was. They were taking it very seriously. There
Yeah.
was the quote unquote security men that actually would have been there for the president were actually just like camera assistants.
Yeah.
All the tourists, were just surrounding this guy. It was
Mhm.
insane.
And I
Yeah.
feel like I think the teachers tried to keep us away from that, but
Mhm.
like
They
we
did.
managed to
They
sneak.
did.
I
They
got a couple
definitely called
pictures
us
I
out.
know for sure. But then after that, we walked down we walked down along the side of the pond, right? Which it's all paved, and we went to I think was the Martin Luther King Memorial, right?
yeah, I've got a picture of the Martin Luther King
Yeah,
Memorial.
which is another great memorial. Just etched into the
I have a
stone.
memory about the King Memorial.
I remember you using your Heelys and sliding down
I heeled around the
yeah,
Martin Luther King
Yeah,
Jr.
Oh,
Memorial.
back when Heelys were a thing.
So I'm hearing about all this all these memorials and stuff. Was
Hmm.
that like the appeal of wanting to go on the trip? Like, why did
Yeah.
you guys decide
Yeah,
you wanted
basically.
so you wanted to see the memorials?
We saw
Yeah.
basically
No.
every memorial in the city, but also we got some really good food. But like that's not why I went. I went to travel because I love traveling.
Yep.
And I wanted to see the memorials because I like history as well.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
wanted to see the Lincoln Memorial.
I went for the experience.
And then what was
Yeah, honestly,
what
uh,
was after the Martin Luther King Memorial? Because I know we
After
did
the Martin
three,
Luther
right?
King Memorial, we went to the Air Force Monument.
oh,
Oh,
and the
that one's great.
there was one before that. The
What's
Air
that?
Force Memorial, the super tall, like pillars into the sky.
With the
It was
airplanes
so
on 'em.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it was
before
cool.
that, I think we stopped by. I don't want to mess up this president, but it's the president that was in his wheelchair.
FDR.
Teddy Roosevelt.
FDR.
Franklin
Franklin.
Roosevelt, yep.
Yes.
Did we
so
was that
we-
on the
that
water
was-
as well, right?
No, it was around the MLK
It was-
one. There was
Mhm.
It was
like, a
super
kind of-
sweaty and hot.
Yes,
down
it
there.
was
Mhm.
extremely hot. I could not wait.
Yeah, it
to
was
get back
very
on the
it
bus.
was very humid.
By the time that we got to the Air Force Memorial, it was actually quite nice because the sun was
was-
setting.
Yep.
And there was
Yeah.
like a little bit some clouds coming in, so it's blocked out of the sun. It was kind of nice.
It had somewhat clouded over, and the Air Force Memorial, if you don't know what that looks like, it's 3 giant spikes coming out of the ground.
I just
was like-
remember
Oh
our
my God.
principal on the trip. Our school principal came on the trip with us.
Oh, that's right.
He is the best. He's the best. I had a very cool one-on-one with him at the Air Force Memorial. We just talked about
nice.
just whatever, just about the memorial, and it was really cool.
Yeah, he was the type of principal to just like sit down with kids during lunch and
Mhm.
actually have a one-on-one conversation. He was
Yeah.
super nice.
He really
Yeah.
was your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could say that about that principal.
But does anyone have any
can't figure it
other
out.
stories about the memorial?
So- Are we on to the hotel now?
What was
I-
it?
I
What
think-
was after that? Was
No,
that dinner? Right.
We've
Dinner
got
was
one
after
more
that?
stop. The World War II memorial with the fountains.
I
When
he
was
leaped
that?
down the World War II memorial. I remember doing that.
I remember.
Was that? Was
that
that?
was day
Did we
2.
go to dinner and then that memorial, or what?
I'm not sure.
When did we do the Pentagon? Because that was at night. Was that the first night?
That was at night. That was the last night, I think.
Okay.
Oh, that was
We were there 2
amazing.
nights,
That was
right? 2 nights, 3 days.
cool.
Yeah, it
That
was
so
cool.
At the World War II memorial, you've got a good view of the Washington Monument,
Oh,
which and 13-year-old boys and long skinny things.
And
They
they.
all took pictures lying
No,
down in front of
no.
it. And the pillar was in our midsection. And
It
You
was the
can
perfect
interpret that.
positioning. And so we were all lining up to do it. I remember it was like Charlie,
hate
me,
this so
and
much.
Mason, and some maybe like one or
I
two
was
other
watching you
guys.
guys do it, but I didn't participate.
Yeah, same with me.
Hey,
And
Brady,
so
I
at
know
this point, there's so many other tourists.
wait, Grady, can I
like
tell the
all over.
story, please? I'm the one that
You
gets
want to? Okay,
embarrassed.
okay.
I'm the one.
Brady, I
that
know what
gets
you're talking
embarrassed.
about. That was the Lincoln Memorial. That's the next day. This was
Alright,
at the.
okay.
No. This is what I'm talking about. What happened with the Washington Monument in the background?
Mhm. So I'm setting it up for everyone to get their pictures taken. I'm taking everyone's pictures except for myself. I'm the last one, and everyone's kind of like just random tourists, not in our like school whatsoever. Don't know where they're from at all. Kind of start gathering around all of us after we get like a couple
Yep.
people into it, and of course I get into it, and I'm trying to take my picture. I didn't even get a picture off. I don't think. Maybe I got one picture. I don't know if Charlie, you would have it if anything. I was lying down to get my picture taken, and this tourist comes and pours water at the stone next to me and brings everyone's attention to the text on the stone, which is right next to where I'm lying to get my picture taken. And 7th grade me doesn't know if I should get up and run to a teacher just to be away from it, or stay lying down there for all the tourists to come gather around and see me laying down to have a fake tower penis.
What was the quote? Do you remember?
No, not at all. It was just engraved on a stone, and this like tour
Aw.
guide was like, "Everyone gather around. Come look at
Yeah.
this."
You could
That's
tell
great.
that
That's
I
great.
had seen it so many times before, and she was like, "Oh my god, it's just a bunch of teenagers doing it again." So she like poured the water right by Mason, so he would get up and get out of the way. Oh my
No
god,
way.
he started dying. It was amazing.
This was
You should have
upsetting.
sat there.
I did for a
And then
minute, and then
we
everyone was
after
there.
that we for the
We went
I
to
think,
the White House.
No, that was the next day for sure.
Nope, that was the same Friday.
Really?
Wait,
I'm
what?
so upset by that, man.
Because I remember after the World War II memorial, us walking backwards up to the Washington Monument. That's my memory
I
of
thought we
that.
just went home after that.
Because the Washington Monument, I remember us being at the Washington Monument at night, close to sunset nighttime.
Yeah, I believe that was the second day.
That was on the second
We
day.
didn't just
went
go
again.
right across the road.
No,
No.
because after the Washington Monument, I'm pretty sure we went. Or sorry, not the Washington Monument. Oh yeah. After the Washington Monument and the World War II thing, we just went to dinner, and then by that time it was dark, so we just went to the hotel.
Got it. Does anyone have? I have a
Oh no, I have
very
I have a
very
hotel.
sad hotel room story to tell.
Oh, we have plenty
Can
of
I
time.
have can I tell it?
We
Jack,
promised.
Let Dylan go first because we got rapid fired amounts.
Jack, how about I tell my sad one so then you can tell a hopefully positive one?
I think I think we have the same sad one. Is it just your room or was it all
it
of
was
the guys?
it was my room.
Oh, okay. I have one
And
for all the guys.
I was
and-
with 3
Can
other
I set up
boys.
a backstory to like this hotel thing that they
Yeah.
told us about? Well,
Oh.
we were going to this hotel. It was some like Holiday Inn type thing, like some big brand. And we were told that there was a pool.
So all the guys got told that there was a swimming pool and we were gonna go swimming. And so we get down to dinner and all the girls are looking at us like, what's going on? And all the girl teachers are looking at us. And then we get told that we can't go swimming. So there's all of us like shirtless
Well,
guys sitting at the dinner table.
yeah, I remember.
Sad.
I remember us sitting down at the table. They'd set up the whole
Sad.
not even break room, like just an open room, like a ballroom. And our principal came in. He's like, "Okay, class. I think we have a swimming pool, right?" And he looks up at one of the head people
Oh
at the
my
hotel.
gosh.
I just see my principal. I'm looking at my principal. He looks up and he's like, He smiles, and then he goes. He like frowns a bit, and then he goes, "Oh, I guess not. Okay, yeah. There's sorry, guys. There's no pool." Like he thought there was going into that, but they wouldn't let us go into it.
That was
Yeah,
heartbreaking.
there was-
Mhm.
Yeah.
We were all the guys were already in their bathing suits
Mhm.
too.
So like,
we were so hyped.
you guys thought it was a good idea to go to dinner with your swim
Oh,
stuff
was
on?
this-
Because we were
This was after dinner,
Yeah,
though, wasn't
we
it?
were told we were gonna go after.
Yeah, we were told we were
Yeah.
gonna have dinner and a swim at Moonlight. All right.
Yeah.
And we all got sad and just had the walk of shame back to our rooms.
Can we backtrack to dinner? Because I have a lot of fun things that happened at dinner. I thought we were gonna.
Oh,
Go, I
yeah,
thought
that
we were gonna
was
talk
it
about
was a
that.
Mexican restaurant,
The
right?
Mexican, like, when you guys are at school lunch and someone has like an empty Jello cup. So you guys put kind of like every food you have at the table into the cup. Yeah, that's what happened to my soda at the Mexican restaurant. It was I was on my second soda, so it was fine. But like, I still want it was root beer. I really like root beer.
I love root beer.
And so there was just like breadcrumbs, straw wrappers, whatever. And then the principal comes over and he goes, or no, he was sitting at the table with us and he didn't care. I didn't care, so he knew that. So he also didn't care. So he at one point he put something in the drink too. Like he was putting stuff in the drinks with us.
What
was
a
awesome.
beast.
Yeah, he's
I
awesome.
miss him.
Does anyone else have something about the restaurant?
Well, I think we all just had a good time.
Yeah.
It was like I just
Yeah.
remember every other person in the restaurant was just staring daggers at us because it was a huge group of girls.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I mean,
Group
I
of
was
seventh
as
graders
polite
coming
as
in.
I could be and respectful,
wasn't.
but we were still loud. You know,
Mhm.
we were
we were
so loud.
You
still
can't-
an obstruction.
You can't blame yourself for 80 people yelling. Like,
So are we back to the hotel?
back to my can I
Oh,
tell my
I have-
sad hotel story now?
Oh yeah, go for it.
So the way the hotel room's set up, we get 2 twin beds, right, or 2 queens maybe.
I think it was
And
two
then-
queens and then the sofa.
Yeah, and then it's like an L-shaped couch. And
But we can pull it out though.
so yeah, with a
Yeah,
you
it
can
was
pull it
a
out.
pull-out
Yep, you can
couch.
pull it out. So there's 4 people per room, which means there's 1 on one bed, 1 on the other, and then 1 on the couch, which leaves 1 person. None of them wanted to share, which I don't blame them, and I really didn't want to either. So we took the cushions that you take out of the couch before pulling it out. Two big like 2 cushions, like what you lay back on, where your back's on when you're on a couch,
Mm-hmm.
and put them together on the floor, and that was where I slept for 2 nights.
Oh.
No blanket.
Poor Dylan.
Or I think I had like a sheet. I had a sheet that we found in the bathroom.
Now, in my room,
I was
It was-
freezing.
it was me and 3 other people as well.
Mhm.
And one person in my room, none of us wanted to share a bed with that person.
Is this the chicken guy?
No.
No.
Chicken
No,
guy
no,
was in
no,
a
no,
separate
no.
room. I heard really weird
Oh my
stories
gosh,
about that room.
that room.
Stories
going
that I
into
don't
that
think
room.
we
We
are.
can't go into that room.
We cannot
No,
discuss.
we can't.
So rather than making him sleep on the floor, the 2 other people in my room offered to share a bed rather than deal with him. They shared a bed and left him on the other side of the room. Well, they slept in a twin bed together, and I had my own bed. I got really lucky. And that's the first night.
I have a
Wait,
story.
what was
that,
your sad
um,
story, Dylan?
Oh, that me sleeping on the floor with the 2 couch cushions.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you got stuck. Yes,
Yeah.
a similar thing happened in our room. Ours
No,
was
I
really
have-
crazy. Go for it, Jack.
So we
I love
after this, yeah, we all got situated, and it was me, Grady, Mason, and another kid in the room. And the kid was
Very energetic.
very
Off the
and
walls.
so I brought Dr. Pepper and beef jerky on the trip, and I put the Dr. Pepper in like nice wine glasses, and we all cheersed it and had some. And I put the beef jerky in the fridge.
No one else. Everyone was hyped up because of the sugar. They took
Yep.
so little sugar from the Dr. Pepper to hype us up, and so I was like, you know what? I'm like one of the biggest guys here, so I just started eating the beef jerky.
Yeah. And I remember the kid we were on the trip with
Oh my God.
takes the ironing board out of the closet. Did he start using it like a surfboard? And breaks it.
He
And-
puts it on the bed and he breaks it. Oh my god!
And
We were
he
just
starts
so
climbing.
crazy.
he starts climbing on all the kitchen stuff, and we get a knock on our door. And we open the door, and it's the scariest woman we have all
Okay,
seen
no,
in
no,
our
no, no, no.
lives.
We did not open the door. I opened the door.
Yeah.
I was like, I told everyone to stop
That-
moving. I
yeah,
was
that's-
freaking out because I was like, I do not want to be kicked out. I'm a good student. I don't want to mess this up. So I like go to the peep hole in the door. I'm not sure, and I was like, oh, it's a maid. I'm like, oh god.
She's
opened up
the
the door, I'm
scariest
like-
thing ever.
And she was so serious. You know, you could tell that she's been working here for either way too short and like was the boss's place, or way too long, right?
Yeah.
And she just lets me have it. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, we're gonna quiet down. We're gonna quiet down. She's like, oh, we're getting noise complaints all over the place. I'm like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She finally like walks off. I shut the door. I'm like, all right, guys, we have to calm
Guys,
down.
Ringleader
We
Grady
did it.
steps in.
This
We did
kid,
it.
the other kid that was in the room, he takes the mattresses off of the bed and starts doing like I don't even like, either
just
do
parkour.
force
No,
with them
I
or
have
just
a
start
video.
running at each other with them.
Oh my god! You start like the
So
videos
good.
you see of people running at each other with
Yes.
exercise balls. You guys do
Yes.
that? Okay.
Whoa!
Oh my god, it was the best.
Oh wait.
This goes on, and
Yeah.
you guys keep on being loud as hell. And I'm freaking out because I don't want to
In
get
the-
yelled at by this maid
in-
again. And I'm
in
the
the beef
only one that's
jerky.
calm. Because I am pretty sure that beef jerky had some like medicinal things. It was calming me
Oh,
down.
yeah.
And so we go at it for maybe another 15 minutes or so.
I died.
Boy, Grady.
And
It was funny. It was
it
so
was
funny.
like we were laughing, but I was also freaking out. We get another knock on the door. I'm like, oh my god!
And it's a
holy
different
shit.
person.
And it was it a different person? I thought
It was
the
a
same-
guy. No, it was a tall
okay.
guy, and
Yes.
he was the scariest thing like, too.
Oh,
Was he
So-
another hospital staff or was he a teacher?
Hospital.
Sorry,
Uh,
hotel,
hotel.
not hospital.
Yes. So he was another hotel worker, and you could tell this guy was. They sent him over to like wrangle us up, you know. And so
He was
everyone,
big.
everyone else besides me backed off so that he couldn't even see them. And I opened the door and was like, "Hello." He's like, "Look, guys." I was like, "Oh my god." He didn't say
Yeah.
as much as the first maid did, but he was
so
like,
scary.
he was staring at me so bad. I was like,
Grady.
"Holy shit." It's lights out.
Were
So-
you like literally about to piss yourself? Like it was that bad?
Yeah.
It was like one of the first times I had ever gotten yelled at by like some random person. It was bad.
It was
you know,
terrifying.
I tried making a joke. It just bounced off of it. Like
Yeah.
nothing.
He was
I
not
literally-
happy.
He was not having it. He's like, I'm getting noise complaints all over the place. You guys need to shut the hell up. And I was like, oh, okay. And
Yeah.
that was the last time anyone talked to us, right? Or was there one more?
That it was of that night.
It was
Yes.
that of that night.
Last of that night.
I finally got you guys under control, and we finally were lights out and went to bed.
I remember it was
Didn't you and Mason sleep together in the bed?
no, I slept in my own bed. Christian slept in the other bed, and then you and Grady stayed up and watched TV for a little bit.
I
Oh.
slept under the couch.
Yeah.
You know, you were on the pullout. I slept on the half, the L couch. So I slept on the smaller half, like sitting up, pretty much. It was
Yeah.
it was bad sleep, but I was like you guys are way too crazy. The mattresses were still like off, like they weren't even set up on the bed because we took them off, right? So you guys had to like sleep with them like half
It's so
on.
good.
It was so, oh god, it was
think-
pissing me off.
Yeah, I slept under a mattress.
Does anyone have anything else for the first night?
No.
I think we're pretty all
but-
wrapped up.
Otherwise, it's a perfect moment to take a quick break. The end of day one. So we woke up day two to a phone call. I think this was either at 7 or 9 a.m. It was one of the two. I don't know. But it was a phone call from the hotel, and it was like a recorded voice, and it was like, "This is your wake up call."
I don't remember that.
No, it was a phone call.
It
I
was.
remember
I
that.
didn't-
Okay. I
I didn't
been
get
asleep
that.
and
I
they
just
woke me
happened
up
to
for it.
wake up.
Oh, maybe the hotel was just pissed at our room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it
were
was.
you in the room with Jack and Grady?
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
it
me,
was.
Jack, Grady, and another
Got
kid.
it. Got it. Okay.
Mason, was day 2 the day we ate the chicken?
Oh yeah,
So-
the chicken that
The
comes
bus
back.
chicken?
Yeah, the bus chicken.
Yeah,
What
we
is this
all we
ominous
had
chicken?
breakfast down in the room. All that got on the bus. So there's still some leftover chicken. Feeling like Thanksgiving day after. Eating up some
Mason and
leftovers
I-
without a microwave.
Mason and I are big eaters, so this is the recurring chicken. So this kid, he bought the $50 of chicken. He put it in the overhead storage compartment. Overnight
Like-
it sat in the bus.
Sean,
Mid-
box
to
closed.
in the
Mid-range
air.
temperatures. They were still in the
50s,
box.
60s.
So Mason and I take, we feast, maybe a tender or two each. And then
Yeah,
off we head to the Arlington National Cemetery. Am I correct?
I think you
Yes.
are. Yep.
It's a great memorial to their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the most memorable things for me there was the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Mm.
Just how seriously they take the training
Yeah.
of the guard and how the guard is literally a robot.
And did you mention the footsteps where every single guard has stepped in that exact spot?
Mm-hmm. The paint's all
It-
worn off, right?
Yeah,
That's like
Yeah.
super ominous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And-
looking at a video of the guard, and it's a marble or granite floor, and there's a black mat where the guard walks,
Mm-hmm.
and he's standing in a spot where he turns around, and the black mat is light gray from wearing down with the footsteps.
Isn't it? What is it? It's 21 steps from side to side, and then they wait for 21 seconds, and then they turn because
Yes.
with the 21 gun salute and stuff like that.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it pretty. I
But-
actually remember that really specifically. It was intervals of
Mhm.
all the same seconds. I think it was 21.
I remember Frog Umbrella Lady, like basically snuck us through the security line. She got us to go. She got us around it because she said that we had already gone through. She said that we'd already gone through, but then went back to the bus or something. So we basically got in there quickly.
I remember the line was
There was a huge
super
line.
long.
Yeah, I don't remember much from Arlington other than just the expanses of
Yeah.
white tombstones. Where did we go
Oh.
after that? Was it White House?
After the
Mhm.
tomb,
Mm-hmm.
we went to the Iwo Jima Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That was
I've got another
crazy.
picture of there.
Do you guys know the whole lore per se with the Iwo Jima Memorial?
Let's not say lore.
I have
let's
no
say
idea. No,
history, please.
Well, it's very.
Did you just say
it's-
lore?
It's biblical. Okay, it's biblical. So there
Versus a
are, I think there's 8 soldiers that are in the monument, but there
Hmm.
are 17 hands. There's one, according to people who have studied it, there is one extra hand, which they believe is the hand of God. But I couldn't count because it's huge. It's so high up that I wasn't able to count it.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't that based off of the picture from actual Iwo Jima
Yep.
where
Yeah.
the soldiers captured it
Yep.
and they were raising the American flag?
I'll
That's
put
what
it
it
in the
was,
chat
yeah.
right now. There's an actual picture.
And I remember,
That's a-
oh my
that's a
god,
really small
oh my god, do
picture.
you guys remember we were there? And I swear to God, a group of World War II veterans show up in front of the
I
monument.
do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
They were all with their caretakers. They were
pretty
all in
cool.
wheelchairs. They all got rolled up into a line, and they all took a picture. And,
Anyone
They
out there is a
rolling.
veteran? Thank you for your service.
Yep.
Mhm. I actually have some video footage of this memorial because I brought my GoPro, but yeah, I have some footage from that. I don't know where my GoPro is or if I still have the footage or I deleted it.
These next 2 days were a lot better than the first because the temperature had
Dropped.
Yeah.
By
It-
20 degrees, maybe. It
it
was
was
probably.
so
It
terrible.
was still like 70 degrees. Like it was still very
Yeah.
warm.
But it
But
was,
it was
a
like a
nice,
nice
warm.
warm.
Yeah.
And after
was
Iwo
nice.
Jima, we went to the Capitol building.
The Capitol. Was that when we did the
And-
tour? Right.
We went inside, yeah, and
Yeah.
the Capitol building is huge.
Huge.
I'd say the ramp to get up is at least 50 feet wide, and the
Mhm.
building itself has got to be multiple football fields in length.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
It
And
is.
it's all marble and stone on the outside.
Yeah. That ramp, there was one photo that you guys got of me where it looked like I was Sasquatch. in
That was at the
distance.
World War II memorial, and that
Yeah.
was me taking a panorama. And in this panorama, Grady's turned around, but when it captures his head, he's turned towards me. So what you get is Grady with a snapped neck, looking at you with his body turned away from
Perfect.
you.
I was walking so awkwardly, and I just
I-
turned around because I could feel someone looking at me. I was like, it was just Charlie taking a pan out. Okay.
Remember, it was the funniest thing ever.
Now, back to the Capitol building. Once we were inside, we were greeted by the dome roof. Inside this dome, the ring at the start of it is carvings of like founding father important events in the stone.
Oh, that
and
was
then
amazing.
there's rows of windows, and then on top of that, I think it looks like a biblical painting almost
On the
of
ceiling.
the founding father. Yeah, on the ceiling. It looks similar to the creation of Adam,
Yeah, I
but
remember
I'm
that.
pretty sure it's all the founding fathers on the ceiling.
So we get there, right? And they split us into groups of probably like 15, 20 people. And we're doing the, because there's tours nonstop on that building, just in and out, in and out, in and out tours.
Yeah.
So which I think every tour place should have this, like where the historical place they give tours. We had a audio tour, so we still
Ooh.
walked around the building, but they gave us each a set of earbuds that was connected to a microphone from our tour guide at the front of the line
Oh,
of 20
yeah.
people, and he would just
That's
talk
so
into
awesome.
it, and we could just hear him. We could hear him talking about it. And it was perfect. The guy was like, I think he was Irish or Scottish or something. So he had the best narration voice for like history, and it was
I did
very
that
fun.
a while back at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston, and it like had the description of all the artworks and stuff. That's like really interesting because it like gives you a different kind of, you just get a different view of what's going on because you have someone else telling you instead of you just trying to guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember we get to the main dome, like the rotunda, right?
The rotunda, is that what it's called?
I think it's called the rotunda. The rotunda.
What building?
The Capitol building.
The giant
And
gold dome.
The
right?
giant gold dome. We get there, and the roof is formed in a certain way where, when they made it, you can hear someone talking across the whole room from you. So our tour guide turned off his mic and walked across the room, which probably is about 80 feet, I'd say wide, maybe closer to 100. He walks across it, and he just talks in a normal voice, and the way the roof is curved into like a bunch of arches, so his sound waves traveled up the arch and down the other side, and we could hear him perfectly. It was crazy.
But the funny thing is, the way the room is set up, everyone's sitting in the middle, and the sound waves only flow from one side of them to the other. So what happens in the middle is no one can hear each other. So it's very counterintuitive.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
This
Well,
was good.
I think that was. They also had the ear pierces, or sorry, not pierces, pieces. We could just hear remotely what our tour guide was saying because it was with all of the noise happening with all the tour guides, different languages tour guides too. It
Oh,
was, you could like almost, if you're just listening by yourself, you could not hear what your tour guide was saying unless you had the machine on.
that
Well, I
seems like a
meant,
really
like-
cool atmosphere though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
I meant like in an actual congressional debate, no one could hear each other in the middle,
Oh,
and not
definitely
just
not.
on a tour.
Because I remember we went in a different spot than we came out. We came out like
We went in like a
block
secret
down-
tunnel
yeah.
thing.
Okay, we went past the Supreme Court, but nothing really interesting happened
Mhm.
there.
Is this when we were
Uh,
walking to lunch, right? We were walking to the food court that we were gonna eat lunch at, which was the Reagan
the
Center.
mall, United States Mall, or whatever it is.
Was it that? Was that the mall? The mall.
The Mall of
Yeah,
America.
That's not
The
the
Mall
Mall
of
of America. No, the Mall of America is in Minneapolis.
Is it really?
No,
Yeah.
no, it was a giant mall because
I remember that.
and one of the things was like all of the vendors or whatever were selling MAGA hats like
Mhm.
crazy.
Mm.
All of the Make America Great Again stuff was just like, and I don't think I bought some myself, but I also already had a hat, and
Mhm.
we were just wearing this, like, not to be political or anything. We were just wearing this kind of to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
we were in
an
seventh
overwhelming majority of the class bought one,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they also
basically.
bought. I didn't buy one, but a bunch of people bought those USA sweatshirts that every student gets there.
I
on the
also
trip.
The, like,
didn't.
star
With the
Star
stars and
Spangled
stripes. Yeah.
whatever.
I was the only one who bought Make America Great Again shirt along with the hat.
Oh God.
So,
And I
had
actually
the drip.
I bought a Patriots hat, a very expensive Patriots hat looking back on it. But and that I am holding in my hand right now. I still have it. And the way the lunch works was that they let us go at the mall. It's a very small section. I don't think it was like an L shape area. And there was a bunch of like fast food places. So they give us a almost like a
Was that like a universal like gift card or
it
like
was
how did
it was like a big, like a regular 8x11 piece of paper with different squares of all the different restaurants that were at the mall, and you could
Oh,
you could
okay.
literally it's made for school trips, So you can just hand them the paper and they'll give you whatever's on there for their restaurant.
Yeah, it was a partnership with the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could buy, say, 100 vouchers for your excursion,
Mm-hmm.
and you could hand them out, and then you wouldn't have to pay for your food because you paid with the voucher.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
And after the mall, we pretty sure we went to the Lincoln Memorial.
I remember
We took
Lincoln.
more.
Lincoln
We
was
took
cool.
more pictures lying down in front of the monument.
Yep.
And the Washington Monument was really gorgeous because they turned the lights on as we came there, and it lit the whole thing up as the sun went down.
And I don't know if you guys have ever realized this. You have to look at the Washington Monument from a certain angle, but I really don't see any resemblance to George Washington. I think the
Is
sculpture
that
might
not what the
have-
Washington Monument is?
I thought he's supposed to.
No, it's the giant-
I don't think that it looks like Washington at all.
I mean,
Isn't it the
kind of
giant
does.
tower?
Yeah,
it
the
looks
Washington
like a
Monument-
spire type. It really
No.
doesn't look like George
It's
Washington.
That
because
was
it's
one of
the-
in Washington. It's not because
Doesn't
it's
look like. No, it doesn't.
that
look
was
like
one of the
him.
points my tour guide
Dylan,
made. He made
what?
sure that we didn't think it was of Washington
because
because
It was
can look
for
close.
Washington.
it can look
It can
close
look
to
close.
George. Yeah,
but some people don't see the resemblance.
I really didn't. I didn't see much resemblance.
know,
in it.
I'm looking at it now. I don't really see the resemblance either.
Yeah.
I saw it personally.
You did? You saw
but-
it?
That
Wait, can
that-
someone put it in the chat?
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
at night, all the lights were shooting up of it, and
Mhm.
we got on our backs and had our legs sitting
Yep.
so that it was on top. Yeah, so our legs were facing like vertically, and you do not realize
That'll take
how
that
tall it is.
Yeah. It's
It
insane.
is
Yeah, it's-
insanely tall.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty tall.
I remember healing around it. That was a big. That was a big part of my trip.
After the Washington Monument, we went to the Pentagon
Oh.
at dusk.
Oh my God. The 9/11
Which was-
memorial.
Gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a patio, so it's like a Zen garden.
Mm-hmm.
It was bridges over little rivers. Were there rivers? Or
There were
like
little things of water.
little things of water with trees growing, and it was just gravel paths with these little ponds and arches that you could walk over, and it was so serene and silent.
Yeah.
Like you forget you're in an industrial district and you just
Yeah.
get at peace in this memorial.
Did anyone have any specific second night things at the hotel? Because
Yeah.
So, if you can recall the fourth roommate from my room, who we made sleep on the other side of the
Mhm.
room by a divider, he liked to talk, and another roommate likes to throw things.
Oh no.
If you put those two things together, you get the flip flops that I brought that I thought I'd be
Oh.
using in the pool, and those flip flops were thrown at the fourth roommate, who decided to talk a little too much that night.
Oh no.
I remember hearing about that.
And then we had some extra sunscreen. My mom is very protective of my skin.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And the counters were nice marble,
Oh.
and the sunscreen was the perfect medium to draw a phallus on the counter.
Oh my God.
That's perfect.
That's good.
There's a picture of us all crowded around it.
Yeah.
The epitome of 13-year-olds.
Okay. What did we woke up early the next morning, right? We wanted to get
Yeah.
a bunch of things done that we hadn't.
we
gotten
had to
done.
go to the zoo.
That was
Oh,
our
those-
that was our day that
I
we were
have
heading home.
so many complaints about the zoo. We get to the zoo at 8 a.m. The zoo doesn't open until 10, so they let us in early, which means there's a whole 2 hours before they open to the public. So they had nothing ready. I'd say I saw maybe 4 animals out of all the things that I visited, and I probably visited like a
Oh,
dozen
yeah.
or so. I saw a
Really? Yeah.
panda. They gave us,
No.
and on top of that, they gave us like you want to enjoy the zoo when you're there, right? You want to be there. It's like a day excursion type thing. They gave us like half an hour, maybe 20
Yeah.
minutes to explore the entire DC zoo.
And
Can I go on about this? I have a story. from
Yeah.
this.
I have a story about those 30 minutes.
So
Mhm.
I'm Charlie. Tell me if I'm wrong. Because we both have the same story. I might say it a little wrong. We were told a time, and the group that I think it was me, Charlie, and like 3
Oh.
or 4 other people. We all recall hearing a certain number. I think
Yeah.
we all recall hearing
Wait.
like 30 minutes.
I think I was in that group because I had my Heelys and I went
You may have
super.
been with us.
Yeah,
We
I went
recall-
super far with the
Let's
Heelys.
say 12:45. That's
Yeah.
what we heard our group leader say. That's what
Yep.
we
Yeah, I remember this story.
12
So
hours,
bad.
3.5
Well,
hours.
what
Apparently,
do. We go a little extra far because we've got time. We take the long route back because we've got time.
Mhm.
So we're coming up. We see no one else there. We think, oh, we're probably one of the first people there. So in 2016, I dab at a teacher waiting. She has her arms on the hips. I don't
Oh
think
my god,
anything of
they
it.
were, she was so mad.
Oh
We
my
walk up
god.
and she goes in. She goes, "You have the audacity to show up 15 minutes late and then dab on top of it? Get on the
Yep.
bus.
I
Get."
remember they were. She was.
the
then-
entire class was staring at us because Charlie and I sat in the back of the bus.
Yeah.
We
To
had
add
the
insult
walk
to
of
injury,
shame.
We are on the very back of the full bus. We have to walk
Wow.
to the back.
Oh
Everyone
god.
is staring at us. We made them wait 10, 15 minutes.
I remember that.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I
But
remember.
like we were told
Yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah, I can vouch. They were definitely.
Unfortunate.
After that, we got our pick of the Smithsonian museums, right?
Or
the
the.
yeah, it was either the like space museum or the like I don't know, was it
The
history or
natural
something?
history or space, I think.
Yeah.
And I
And
don't know.
we split them
Did
in
you
half?
guys? You guys? Where did
No.
you guys go?
It wasn't in half. Each group got to choose. Every single group chose the Air and Space
Mhm.
Museum except
no.
for the one I was in.
It was
Aw.
so.
I hated it.
cool. It
The
was
Air and Space-
so cool.
Where did you go,
in the
Mason?
airspace.
Yeah.
To the history.
Mm.
Okay.
The history was pretty good.
No,
The
I'm
Air
not
and
just saying it's
Space Museum
bad,
was sick, though.
but I really
Mhm.
wanted to go to the Air and Space Museum. Really bad.
I have one incredible memory of the Air and Space Museum.
Same
Go
with
for
me.
it.
Was it the amusement thing they had there? The amusement
The
park
VR?
ride. Yeah. It
I remember
wasn't-
the VR
Well, no,
thing.
it wasn't VR, wasn't it?
No, it was. It was VR.
I think there was a. You guys went to a different one because
It was like a 4D thing.
Me and
Jeez.
my roommate, one of my roommates, we decided to go to they have space like rocket rides. They have 3 different versions, I think, Jack. They had the regular one, they had the VR, and then they had like the full experience one.
I think we went on the full experience. I think I went
me
on
and
the
my
full
roommate went on
experience
the regular one, and take regular as an understatement. You go into a box like like when you ride a pony at like outside of like a supermarket or something, like those things.
one. Yep.
It was like that, but it was huge. It was a big box, but it was on like one of those pivot things,
Holy shit.
and it was strapped in from the roof too. So you get in, and it's like a pilot's dashboard with like 2 of the handles to like fly planes and stuff. And they close the doors on you, pitch black. Screens turn on. It's you're facing straight up in the air because keep in mind it's the Air and Space Museum, so we're in a rocket. And the rocket, it's like a full experience. The rocket starts shaking and you take off, and you can control it. It brings you into like a dogfight scenario. Where you can like fight. I think you could fight the other people in the thing, the other people that were doing the experience.
That's awesome.
So one person's the pilot, and one person's the gunner. I was the gunner, and my roommate was the pilot. The gunner's job is I just held down the fire button the entire time, and just bop everywhere. My roommate, instead of you think he would like be like going after all the people and stuff, I kid you not, when the second the doors closed, he turned his handle to the right about 90 degrees. The entire time we were doing complete barrel rolls. We were going fully upside down for like the whole 3 minutes of the thing. But it was disorienting. He held the right, and we were just doing barrel rolls the entire time. It was horrible, but it was fun at the same time. Like I don't think I'll ever do something like that. That was cool.
I remember we put the headsets on, and I remember looking right to my right, and I saw there were like 2 little red dots, and it was the kid. There was 4 of us in it, and we looked around. We saw the red things, which were like where the headset were on them, and I just remember it like went into space, and we just looked around in space. It was shaking and moving.
That's cool.
It was like air being shot at us, and it was so cool.
I think they have something similar to that at the Museum of Science in Boston. The little
Yep.
cart that spins
Yeah.
around. And I've experienced that. It's crazy.
Off topic, but I went to the Olympics Museum in Lake Placid, or I don't know if it was called the Olympic Museum, and they had like that, but it was like a ice toboggan run,
Hmm.
and that was
yeah.
like freaky because you could like feel everything going on.
Mhm.
I've been there before.
Jack, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So like, I keep hearing all this shit that you guys get into, and like, it seems like the teachers and like the tour guides were not really assholes, but pretty strict about stuff. Did you ever get in
Uh-huh.
trouble with your Heelys?
Oh yeah. Every single day I got yelled at for having them. At the zoo, we weren't like some of the people who were working at the zoo weren't told that we were gonna be there.
Mhm.
So I remember healing it down with another one of my buddies, and this guy's like walks straight up to us like super mad, and he's like, "What are you guys doing here? Like this
Yeah.
park's not open. Go
I was
get
gonna
out
say,
of
yeah.
here."
Keep in
I'm
mind,
gonna
we
call
got
the
there. We
cops.
got there 2 hours early, so they weren't prepared for the
Oh.
2 hours to open.
I thought it was like you guys went when it was open.
Mm-mm.
You
No.
reserved a time.
No.
We
it
reserved
was-
a time before opening to go for 20
Yep.
minutes.
Did you enjoy it though?
Oh yeah, I still have them in my closet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing them to school soon.
And I feel, and hold on. Let's talk about a recurring topic here. Was the chicken still in the bus on the morning of the third day?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Wait.
Oh.
The chicken was there the
Yes.
whole time.
Entire
The whole
weekend.
time.
No,
Oh.
I'm
Ah,
pretty sure
there
the
was.
chicken was finished by us on the second day.
Yeah.
I remember.
But,
But
were
no,
the
no, no.
boxes still there?
Yes.
You could
Yeah.
still tell it was there because the smell stuck with the bus the whole time.
It was
Oh,
a
thank God.
lovely-
I'm so happy I wasn't on that bus.
It was pretty chickeny.
Can I just rewind a little bit
Yeah.
back to the second night with the September 11th memorial at the Pentagon?
Yep.
And it's so beautiful, and they all have their own names. It's very kind of surreal, I guess you'd say.
Mhm.
But I was looking at names, and they're alphabetical,
Oh.
and I ended up finding my exact name.
Mhm.
No way.
I
There-
found my exact
There
name.
is a Grady redacted at the 9/11 memorial at the Pentagon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was my
Jeez.
I had a photo of it. Like
Mhm.
I told my teacher who was on the
Huh.
tour with me too. And
Oh, I
it
remember
was
that
just- it was-
actually. I remember
It was
that.
so weird.
Yeah, it was
Everyone was
really
getting
weird.
so
I
hype
remember
about it.
After the museums, does anyone have anything to add about the museums?
The history museum. That's where we took the Mason's favorite mud mason photo.
Oh
Um,
yes,
um,
that has to go on the.
You know what? I'm
visual.
not gonna lie.
There was
However much I wanted to go to the Air and Space Museum, that picture would not have been created.
Mhm.
And
That's true.
that picture was
What
a
even
must.
what even are mud masons?
The really poor working class of Africa digging in the dirt, building adobe houses and stuff.
Got it. Okay.
And Mason took a photo in front of that because his name is Mason.
Got it. In front of
Now-
poor laborers.
Yeah,
it
got it.
was looking back on it, not the best move,
yeah.
but
a little distasteful. Just
Looking-
tad.
No, it wasn't
Him
distasteful. It was just
Yeah,
smiling
little
ear to
Mason,
ear.
it kind of was. Come on.
it was
Mhm. But
disrespectful,
also-
not distasteful.
There were pictures of
That
like
was peak comedy at the time. Let's be real here.
Okay, it was
there were
funny.
pictures of like pre-human men, like what's the name for it?
oh, and
Homo sapien.
Yeah, and there was one of them that had a really
Oh, no.
funny pose.
Oh no!
And Mason mimicked his pose, smiled, touched fingers like the creation of Adam.
Oh.
That's also a classic photo.
at this same museum, there was a chain, like a little machine in the Museum of History that would take your photo and then adapt it to what it would look like as prehistoric humans. So like Homo sapiens or
Oh.
not Homo sapiens, we're Homo sapiens. Like Homo erectus, like all those type of like half ape, half man type things.
Yep.
I have
You
I
have that
have
picture?
something to add about the lunch
for
that
it.
we ate after the museums.
Picture me
We went to another food court type thing. They handed us the same coupon sheets. And one of the options for a lunch, this was our meal. One of the options was at, I think it was a like juice bar or something like that, like just where you get like cool smoothies and stuff. It was a 64-ounce strawberry smoothie
Oh god.
and a granola bar. One of our classmates
It was strawberry milk.
was a strawberry milkshake.
64
It was a strawberry
ounces?
milkshake. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was
Strawberry
milk.
milkshake. 64 ounces in a giant cup. And they, in 15 minutes, drank the entire thing. And do you guys have anything to add about that lunch?
We got
All I
McDonald's.
remember from
Yeah,
that
we did
lunch
get Mickey D's.
is me and Jack sitting in the corner. We were way on the other side, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just me and Jack, and we ate our burgers together.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's cute.
We had a little dinner date, little lunch date.
And
Okay.
so after that, we walked like we were waiting for the bus for an hour on like steps, right? We were waiting there for so long
Mm-hmm.
because the buses were late, and then they finally pick us up, and we have a like another 14-hour drive ahead of us. And it was the chicken still on the bus at this point? Getting back on that bus
probably.
that morning. Okay. Does anyone have anything to add in the first 6 hours of the bus ride? Because this is where my story picks
I
back up.
honestly, it was just a weird time where we were kind of like still hyped up,
Mm-hmm.
and then but all the fun stuff started happening when it got dark.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe on your guys' bus, but we
No,
had,
Dylan, it also happened on our
we had
bus.
some fun of our own. What happened first, Jackson? Was it the incident, or was there anything fun
The
that
kid
happened?
Puking.
Yeah. So the kid that drank the 64-ounce strawberry milkshake at some point
God.
in the dusk to early night vomited the entire projectile vomited the entire smoothie over himself and the person sitting across the aisle from him.
No, next to him.
And keep in mind, I am one row in front of this kid. I didn't hear a thing. I didn't hear a sound of it happen.
It was
God.
it was silent.
Dead
Silent but deadly.
Dead silent.
And I remember the smell.
And you know what? It didn't smell bad. It smelled like
It
strawberries.
smelled like strawberries.
It smelled like strawberries. So I'm not complaining, but the kid, I would have been so embarrassed for that kid.
I heard
Um,
stories.
Yeah, it
of
literally smelled
how
like strawberries
badly
for
it
8 hours.
Stained everything.
Oh,
it
it stained
everything.
absolutely everything.
Yeah, no, it was. Ugh.
We played Minecraft parodies of songs on full blast.
You're rape. You're rape.
Because that
True.
was funny.
was really
back
popular.
Then. That was
Yeah.
I had my portable speaker, so that was full
Wow.
of Minecraft awesome parodies.
For quite a long time.
Wasn't there a rap battle that happened between
Oh,
Chicken Kid
yeah.
and the
Oh.
principal on the ride home?
Yeah.
yes, there was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was about to bring that
I
up.
remember hearing this. It's on the other
a
bus. so-
reoccurring main
Yeah,
character.
Chicken Kid comes back
Rap battle gets
against
absolutely flamed by the principal.
chill principal. Yeah, they,
Gets absolutely flamed by the principal. I'm still convinced
No,
to
no,
this day
no, no,
that he
no.
got
I think
fired.
I think we're confusing something.
No,
Was it between him and the principal, or was
Yeah,
it
I thought it
between the superintendent's daughter and the principal? Is that
No,
also?
I think there was.
or did
I
he bring
remember
that
hearing
Oh,
up?
it was
Chicken
that
Kid.
greedy. It was that greedy.
I remember hearing Chicken Kid v
It
principal.
was both of them.
Yeah,
No,
those two.
Dylan, that was a different thing. The kid who got all the chicken, he ended up rapping about his feelings about a certain girl in the group.
Oh,
Who
and
was
That
on the
did not
bus?
go well.
Oh my
Who was
god.
on the
girl
bus?
was into another guy.
Oh
Also on the bus.
god.
Yeah.
It was.
I
I
don't
was sitting in
remember
the
this.
back. I think I was like 1 or 2 rows in front of Mason and Charlie, so I was getting like the full blast of the Minecraft parodies,
Mhm.
and then we kind of like slow down. I don't know. There was some movies. Whatever happened, he just starts going off about his feelings, like in the middle of the aisle when we're told that we're being yelled at to be like sit down and everything.
Yeah.
He is just like opens up completely, and I was like, wow. It fell right back down, and it was
Oh,
cringy.
that's
It
just
was
flopped.
bad. It was a huge flop.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Oh,
And he did it all for attention.
yeah, and let me remind everyone that Shrek 2 on the way home played another 2 times.
Yep, I remember that.
You
Dylan.
watched it twice.
Watch it
Dylan.
3 times total. One on the
Didn't
way
we
there,
see
2
it
on the way back.
home.
I think we might have.
Cameron's
When did
just
we?
pointing along, correct?
Oh my god! I remember we got very delayed on the way home.
Yeah, we didn't get home
got-
until like 1 a.m.
I remember
the
getting
next
home.
day.
We were getting home at like. I thought we got home closer to 3 a.m. I thought we got home really late. Because I remember we were supposed to
was
get home
super
around like
late.
midnight, but it was way later than that. Because I remember my
remember-
dad texted me when we were still like 2 hours out, and he's like, "I'm at the school. Where are you guys?"
I remember one of the buses had a little fender bender
Did
with
they
another
really?
car. Yeah, I remember.
Oh.
It wasn't the
Oh,
bus
that
we
was-
were on.
No.
That was not us.
No,
What,
I
did that
remember-
happen to you guys?
Or did they do 3 buses on the way home?
There was 2 buses, for sure.
I remember one of the buses hit something.
Really,
Like a
I don't
car.
remember that. Maybe that's what delayed us.
Or maybe no, that was that trip. I remember.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what delayed them.
Anything else to add?
We
from the
forgot
bus
to add
rides? Oh,
a bathroom story.
There was a bathroom story.
Oh,
Really?
so yeah. On the bus that
Another
Grady,
one?
Charlie, and I were on, basically on the road trip home, what would we say? It was about like 12, 14 hours, right?
I thought it was on the
Mhm.
way there. That this
No, it was
happened.
No, it
way
was on
No,
the way
this was
back.
on the way back.
There's always a
Oh.
three-seater in the back of the bus, right? And then there's
Oh.
all two-seaters all the rest of the way.
Yep.
And
Yep.
the bathroom's right next to the three-seater, the door. This one person took the three-seater just for themselves, single person, even though Charlie and I had claimed it for
No.
the entire weekend. So yeah, basically, she she went to the bathroom 5 separate occasions, 5 separate smelly occasions on the 14-hour ride home. It was not pleasing. All right, it did not smell good. It
God.
We
Yeah, and
So you could
I,
see the fumes.
yes, you could see the fumes.
yeah, ugh.
Okay.
I think I have a good way to wrap it up.
Yeah?
Just I wanted to get everyone's favorite thing that they did and one reason why, going down the list quick. So start with
Ooh,
Grady.
So something we did and why was it our favorite?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, this is
just a
nice.
quick one though.
Got it.
To end this out.
Oh shucks. You know what? All right, let me think. If anyone has one, you can take my spot right now. I gotta think.
I've got one ready.
Okay.
Go
My
for it.
favorite moment was me and Mason sharing, breaking the bread, just like Jesus did at the Last Supper, of the Popeyes chicken the day after. Mason and I shared that meal together in the morning of the second day, and that was my favorite moment because it was so peaceful, so delicious, and with my boy Mason.
It was a quality moment, to be
I'm
honest.
glad I
with
got to
you.
hear
It's
that.
like a top 3 moment for me.
What was yours, Dylan?
I would have to say mine was the Air and Space Museum, just because I'm so intrigued by that, just by the history of like how we did everything. I'm really into history, but just the history of how we got to where we are now in terms of like space travel and like air travel, and that VR machine or whatever it was, the where you could just do barrel rolls the whole time. That was really sick.
Yeah, if only I could have gone to that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
What was yours, Jack?
The bedrooms.
Yeah.
The bedrooms.
The
Yep. How we
shenanigans.
got yelled
Yeah.
at, and how
Yeah. How Grady took the blame while all of us
I
sat in the corner,
took the
sadly.
Y'all. Oh wait, well, like I guess for me, because jumping back, my favorite part was probably, uh, I guess the museum
Mm-hmm.
and well,
We went to like
the
four
the last
museums?
museum. Yeah, sorry, because
Okay.
there's a lot. I mean, like all the sites. I guess I could just say all the sites. All the sites in Washington D.C. were really cool.
Yeah.
It was like looking back on them now with all the stuff that I'm learning in history class. I'm actually like making connections to what I saw.
Yeah.
But like the Natural History Museum, that stood out for me because it was just so cool with all the life-size models of like whale bones overhanging us. That was
Yeah.
incredible.
My favorite. Honestly, even though it was a trip to go to DC and I loved like every part of it and like all the historical things we saw and all the monuments and everything, it was just a nice experience being with everybody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mhm.
just it was a good
Mhm.
experience all around, the rooms, the Last Supper, being on the bus. Everyone was just so happy to be there. It was a good time. We
Yeah,
all
and
got
just
along. There's
looking back on it now with the fact that we like this year we haven't been able to really do much of anything in big groups, like thinking
it
back
lets
to
us cherish
that,
it a lot more than
yeah.
we used to be like
Mhm.
thinking.
Yeah.
Thinking that there was actually a time when we could go around with 80 people, no masks on, and go do stuff.
Not that
Not
we
a
didn't
single
cherish
mask.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, although me and Matt didn't go, Matt, if you'd like to share your favorite one that you heard.
I was actually thinking this whole time of a question. How long in total was that chicken in the storage compartment?
Like two,
So
3 days.
2, 3 days. Just open chicken. No one noticed
Well,
it. No one.
it was finished by the end of the second day. I'd
But the
say
smell
realistically,
lingered.
That is disgusting.
but it was a good smell.
Mhm.
It
It
smelled
was
like
not
freshly
disgusting, it was
baked
actually-
chicken.
But it's
You could make a
fresh.
monument in Washington D.C. about it. All right.
And I'm
Do you
sure
think
that
that's? Do you think that's why there was some throw up on the bus, or?
no, that was
That
a
was
different
No, that
bus.
was on the-
This
That
was
was
the
the
bus.
other one.
I think
And-
this is the reason there isn't.
Oh, they're two different buses.
Two different
oh.
buses, yeah. And I'm sure that the bus that I was on to this day still smells like strawberries because I'm sure they never got that
Ooh.
fully out.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
there's still
Yeah.
stuff.
Probably. Just that seat.
They just had to
Probably
demolish
cost
the
the
bus.
bus.
They just had to squash
Oh my.
it. And Colin, what was your favorite thing that you heard?
I really liked hearing about the rotunda thing. That whole like
Yeah.
room with like the atmosphere stuff seemed really interesting to me.
Yeah, there was so many sculptures there too of
Mhm.
like
Famous people.
yeah, like founding fathers and all that. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
beautiful.
But overall, DC was a great trip. It's been a great episode. We're gonna wrap everything up tonight. Thank you for joining us. If you liked it, be sure to check back next week for a new episode on Tuesdays. Follow our socials. Twitter's BleakFM, Instagram's Bleak.fm, and our YouTube is BleakClan. Find us on many streaming platforms as at BleakCast. And this has been Grady, Charlie, Dylan, Jack, Matt, Mason, and Colin. Have a good night.
Hey guys.
Bye.